finally, after a series of technical difficulties, which I won't bore you with, I believe I figured this thing out. So we're going to move to the third D, which is devotion. At some point we have to allow ourselves to fall in love with God. We have to bring the relationship from the head and into the heart, and allow that passion for God to animate what it means for us to be followers of Jesus. And then quickly moving on to the fourth D, this is where I really believe that the rubber meets the road in terms of what it means to be a Christian man in the 21st century. It's daring. Do we have the courage to take our desire, our discipleship, and our devotion into a practical application? Will we allow Jesus to change our relationships at home, at work, in our recreational life, and here with our community of faith at church, so that we as transformed disciples will actually own a heart level change and have the courage to live. So that really briefly is the overview of what the 4 Ds are: desire, discipleship, devotion, and then daring. And I'm going to be interested to hear back from some of you and from Steve as we hear about where these conversations are going to be going. But one more thing I wanted to mention. Steve asked me to give a story of maybe how this study, this Get Real, has affected my life and affected other people's lives. Well, I hear from people all the time, one of the unexpected side effects of being a writer is people say, well, you can write, so I guess you can speak in public, and they invite me. And I've got to lead many men's conferences, retreats, speak at conventions, and be out there traveling around the United States and gathering more stories. And because of the stories I've gathered, because of the experiences I've had, since this book was published in the spring of 2007, I've published 4 more books with Upper Room Books. And maybe at some point you'd be interested in taking a look at that list. And you can find out more about that at the Upper Room bookstore. I received a letter recently from a missionary to Europe who was in Italy doing some preparation work for some summer mission experience. And he was feeling down, he was feeling depressed, and he said that the stories he was sharing were getting older and older. He was having no new experiences of grace. And he listened to a couple of men talking at another table. This was in Tuscany, in Pisa. And he recognized the language, English, so he paid attention. And one man said to the other man, well, just read the book. And the man who wrote me a letter said that he just felt inspired, and he tapped one of the guys on the shoulder and said, do you have another copy of one of those books? And so the man handed him a copy of Get Real and just left the store. There was absolutely no interaction after that. Well, the man who wrote me said that it was the beginning of a spiritual journey that transformed his life as a Christian and really gave him hope and encouragement. And that's what I want to do. I want to see groups of men throughout the United States, in Methodist churches, in Presbyterian churches, in Lutheran churches, in all the denominations, take seriously what it means to be a disciple, to be excited about moving forward in faith, and then living as if you really do believe, and then just being amazed at the transformational experiences that God works through this. So keep in touch. Let me know what's going on. You can reach me at derekmall@gmail.com. You can read my daily blog. You can find that by going to derekmall.com and clicking on the link to the Life Charged Life, which is the name of my daily blog. And I just want to encourage all of you to be not only in conversation with one another, but in conversation with Jesus every day, and just see where this journey takes you. I can guarantee, and Steve and I talked about this a little bit earlier by email, that if there are groups of men in any given church who are committed as disciples and who are accountable to one another and who allow the Holy Spirit to guide them, then that church is going to be vibrant. You men are the key demographic if we want to see a reversal of the sad trend of so many churches over the past 20 years. Be faithful, be disciples, and be blessed. I'm Derek Mall, and I'm glad to know you.